Well, I just think it's a point that has to be, because in Prince Edward Island there have been no land claim settlements in Prince Edward Island, right? So there's a big question mark around how land is owned and transferred and things of that. And you're probably well aware that the province has what's called a duty to consult, and any transfers of land that are owned by the government, i.e. a land bank is owned, if it's owned by the government, then there has to be some consultation and usually some sense of compensation or things of that nature. So I think it sort of has created a bit of a big question mark around that, and I guess that's why I'm starting to have some concerns of the viability of a land bank, because in the end of the day, we want farmers to own the land, to own their own land. I don't think we necessarily want farmers to be tenants to the king or to the queen or to the government, or those types of things. So we went through that one time with absentee landlords, so we don't want to repeat and go back into that level. So I think that's where some of the concerns. So I guess all I'm saying is, an NFU or as an organization, you may need to have some consultation with the indigenous groups in the province, and because the conversations I've had with them certainly would create pause for concern on the viability of a land bank when we do that. So,
but we shouldn't use that as an excuse not to pursue it.
Rob?
Well, I would certainly argue it may not necessarily be an excuse, but it is a hard reality that there have been treaty rights and there have been arrangements made with indigenous people that has been upheld many times in court proceedings. I mean, we're seeing it with the fishing industry and things of that nature. So it's just something that it is a reality that's out there that we cannot just simply dismiss. And you and I live not too far from an indigenous area where a high percentage of people reside, and it's just something that has to be kind of corrected and figured out and negotiated and arrangements made, because in the end of the day, I don't think we want to have government purchasing the land twice over, to try to straighten this stuff out. So that's all. I just wanted to make that comment. And
I think the right answer to that would be for you or this committee to talk to Dr. Kevin Arsenault that did the land banking report, because I'm pretty sure he's addressed that issue in the report.
Just a comment.
yeah, I haven't seen Kevin's report, so I can't comment on that. So anyway, that's all the questions I had. Thanks.
Just a comment on that. We did have legal advice on that, and it said not to be an issue. And I would be very surprised if it were an issue, given how the indigenous people respect the earth and how they would want to see it looked after properly, which would come about, I feel, with the land banking program and make it accessible to family farmers rather than mining the land like what's going on today. So I would be very surprised if they would have an issue when the goal is to respect that precious resource that we have.
Rob?
Final comment,